Hello, ladies and gentlemen, ESL Pro League Finals. We're back. We are back in business. Well, we'll be back. Watch this. I'll click up. 3, 2, 1. Something has messed up.
4.
Wait, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's pretend it didn't happen. You ready?
What thing? What happened?
Let's pretend it didn't happen. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, welcome to the ESL Pro League. That is seamless. I'm Machine, joined by Pansy, as we are back on the B stream. We say it stands for something different every time. I've said Bonanza, Best. What's up next?
Bamboozle.
The Bamboozle stream. Great to have you with us as we are once again hanging out all day. And you guys have been tweeting us. You're hanging out with us. That's so cool. You got it up on your screens. You're doing like live things, stuck in at matchmaking, like I usually do.
That's what I like to see.
Awesome things in between. But I appreciate that we're on your screens either way.
I like we've got like a little fan group for the B stream going on.
We're a straight up cult.
Now.
We're a cult now.
We're a cult. There it is. Welcome to the cult.
We're going to make gang signs in a sec.
What was that?
I was going for a...
was that like a hashtag?
How'd you do a B? How's that a B? It's not really, is it?
It's not great.
Probably best to stop doing that. Either way, ladies and gentlemen,
we've got a game.
Stuff's going down.
Yeah, we've got a real game here.
Cloud9, what's happened here?
And okay, so the first game was SK, right?
Yes.
And that was kind of how you'd expect. SK wins it. But then the follow-up game, G2, it was 16-4, I think? Oh. That's a statement of a result. That's something you don't often see. Especially at these events where it's not, even though it's a best of one. So people will always argue, best of ones, you do get these kind of out there results, but that's not a competitive match. That's a baby dumpster.
That's a stop, and that's of course the G2 we saw looking fierce on their Nuke game, at least the first half of Nuke.
Yeah.
On top of that, we saw it on Inferno. So basically, Cloud9's Inferno CT side looks spicy. Do you know what could get really spicy? Cloud9 Fnatic. If that happened, because Fnatic's T side on Inferno has been nuts. We just casted it twice, and here they are, the men behind the magic of Inferno CT. We won't get it in this game, but still, you have Stewie2K, Shroud, Nothing, Skadoodle, and Automatic. A roster with a lot of question marks surrounding them, but I think a lot of that could be put to bed and put to the side, at least, as we venture into Dallas.
Look, I'm all about watching Stewie and Automatic play at the moment. I think they're such exciting players individually and what they've brought to this team. Let's remember Cloud9 not long ago was struggling. Partly, they made lots of roster changes from that classic, lineup, that Sean Gers, wherever you want to go, whichever era of Cloud9 you want to look at. These two have given it a new lease of life. They've kind of brought them back in. Skadoodle was a little bit quiet for a while. Obviously, he had a couple of issues, like medical problems. He had to get sorted. He's back in action. That's good to see. Nothing, highs and lows of his career is ever going. And Shroud, how many situations if this was a pug, he'd be just dominating everyone, and he's just not, right? But maybe these guys coming in, pushing them back up, giving them a bit of a lease of life. And on the other side, Envy, well, the other French team's fallen. Envy can't allow two to fall to the North American side.
And they've already proven that they're definitely not going down without a fight. Here they are, though. You have Happy number 1 on the far left, otherwise known as XMS. Sixer, Scream, Happy number 2.
XMS stole his glasses.
And his facial hair. They've swapped entirely. Yeah. Happy's obviously done that so he doesn't look like XMS.
I reckon he has.
I think it was bothering him.
Or if you just ask Helena to, can you just Photoshop it out?
He actually looks like 5 years younger.
He looks really young now.
Wow, babyface Happy.
Young face.
And RPK as well.
Don't worry. Production's like, did I screw this up?
I'm making a joke, my bad.
Don't worry. No, because they do look quite similar, to be fair. Like, it is.
Do you know what's badass? I think XMS's first name means strong or strength. Because forte, what's your forte?
That's kind of cool.
Damn, XMS.
That's kind of cool.
You badass mother trucker.
Oh, that was awkward.
Good catch. We are going to be getting into this game ASAP, but the first thing I think we have to talk about is the fact that I have no idea where to put Envy in, not in this tournament, but in general. I have no idea where to plug them.
Because you don't. Because there's you look at that roster, right? From start to finish, you think, oh, there's something there. There could be something with this, right?
Sure.
But then you see the results. It's not great, and yet they were the runners-up out of the people who got those, leftover players. A lot of composition problems, but they've all been brilliant at what they do at some point in their career, right?
And they made top 6.
Exactly, and RPK was the god of Source. No one will ever dispute that. You could argue he's probably the best player, right? One of them out there. And then you have, Happy for a time was one of the strongest in-game leaders, the strongest lurkers. Scream, aim-wise, flawless. This brilliant player who can just do things that can turn a whole game on its head. Sixer coming in, rated by, I know a lot of people behind the scenes, as one of those AWPers that could really rise the ranks.
Yeah.
And then XMS, to me, has been proving himself time and time again, slowly but surely really grinding his way through this team. So again, this lineup has potential. This is traditionally a good map for them. Their T-sides can be phenomenal on this if it works. But Envy, it's always if, buts, and maybes.
Which it will be for a while. I think everyone will agree that it takes a lot to change people's minds about a team or about a player. Like I don't give a rat's ass if you get even like a top 6 finish at a tournament. You need to string something consistent together before anyone's going to be convinced. And I think that's what EnVy's aim is now, is just to pick up some big wins. And I think to show some evidence of consistency, because sure, if you look at their results, it is the most hit and miss team you'll ever see. Couple of big wins versus big teams on some specific maps, but outside of that, it's just close losses, which is always agonizing to see because the team gets close, but not quite the cigar.
Yeah, no, and that's the perfect kind of summary for what these guys are currently.
Yeah.
But, it has to change at some point. The fact that they even made it to this event is something that blew a lot of people's minds. If you guys at home watched the online section of the Pro League, and if you managed to catch it, I know your schedule was pretty rammed, let's be honest. And when you left, casting the Pro League or hosting the Pro League, they were at the very bottom. That was just them coming off that break. And the map that they beat G2 on was Cbble. That was one of the maps they managed it on. And they do have a good Cbble, but I don't know if it's good enough to go up against Cloud9. If Cloud9 are on a high point, if they're feeling it, if they're feeling good, if they're feeling confident, you know that North American players, for some reason, they bounce off that. They really start to feel out the game. Truly. They start to land it. They start to take these fights and somehow just seem to win it for them. So again, I don't know. I hope EnVy put up a fight here. I hope we get to see the best side of EnVy, but I'm worried they won't even get a chance to.
I can understand that. I think the thing about Cloud9 that kind of a lot of people find really interesting is that they have, not only does nothing have high highs and low lows, but the team themselves are like unbelievably hard to understand. I mean, this feels like we're kind of a bit of a broken record at this point, but sure, EnVy's a different case. Cloud9 have been around for a while, and in this established 5, of course, maybe throwing in a cheeky swag at Summit, but in this established 5. And it's really hard for me to make any calls because when I was starting to give up on Cloud9, they went and won the Season 4 Pro League finals in Sao Paulo.
That was such a crazy.
And everyone calls it just like a little blip on the radar, and they kind of because they fell off immediately afterwards.
You can't just have a blip to win a whole event.
They beat SK in Brazil offline in a best of 3 or 5.
That's always the thing that they have. They have that potential, right?
Yeah.
They've always had that potential, but you don't often see it all at the same time. You need everything to work out. You need Shroud to have a good game. You need a lot more than just, at the time I think it was like Skedoodle occasionally having those really good games, and it was like, oh, this guy could be everything,
Sao Paulo was when, this was when Skedoodle was hitting everything, Automatic was hitting everything, and Stewie was.
Exactly. So that's a big 3 combo. If you get that, you can actually have a lot here. And they have loads of combinations, but yeah, there's the veto. And, it's best of 1, so it's just kind of removing the maps you don't want to play, maybe removing the opponent's comfort picks, and then just getting down to what you're happy
I did wonder who was going to take away Inferno, and very clearly EnVy were forced to take that.
Can't blame them. At the end of the day, you've got to respect what's happening in front of you. EnVy are fine at Inferno. I think that's the best way to put it.
We just saw it.
Yeah, they're fine at it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a specialty for them, again.
Yeah.
And you don't want to allow Cloud9 to have that hot game again and just kind of follow off the back of it, still feeling out, what worked for them, adjusting slightly for the new opponent. But yeah, this is the whole new kettle of fish. This is the map I'm excited about because you've seen Cloud9 do wonders on this, and EnVyUs as well. So EnVy on the T side, that's the side you want to be watching. They have a very nice T side on occasion. So hopefully they get to start on the T side. Knife round's just starting now. So that's what I'm eyeing up, is if they get that side, and if they choose to start on it, that'd be very interesting to me. It looks like they might not have that choice, though, as Cloud9 do win the knife.
Shredded. Nice little bit of a meat grinder there with the AWP, what did I say there?
It was just when you said shredded more than anything. So it reminded me of that, I never say that phrase. Right?
Shredded.
In real life, when you're discussing with people things and you just say phrases that just don't suit you.
I was like,
oh, that was gnarly.
Not me. Gnarly, bruh.
See how ridiculous it sounds English saying that.
No, how weird does it sound to say for sure in an English accent?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I say it a lot.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Fisher?
For sure. Fisher.
No, the British language, it removes a lot of possibilities from us.
So where does Cloud9 take this? You're calling that CT start? It used to be immediately, unquestionably start T. And then they added some stairs, and people played more Cbble, and it does seem rather hard to call. Here we go. Doesn't look like they're going to be sticking to the CT side here. Yeah. After that knife round. So good luck, have fun in chat as we prepare to jump into another game here on the B stream. What do you say it stands for? Bonanza?
Bamboozle.
Bamboozle. That's right. This is the Bamboozle stream. Cloud9, EnVy. EnVy already just fresh off the back of conceding a rather harrowing loss versus Fnatic. A terrible first half. Clawed their way back, but unable to satisfy or sate those pistols from the Swedes. And now we get ready to jump into another round. This is it. Cbble, best of 1 for the ESL Pro League finals.
All right, Skedoodle's got the info, can fall back. They were going to do the kind of half-committed 4-1, but I guess having Stewie by the door by A. So I don't know how they're going to read into this. Do you think that now Cloud9 will, EnVy will fall off that, or are they going to commit off the back of this? And actually, they have committed. So they've taken over that mid control, but because they'll always have, I'm pretty sure it's going to be happy over by drop, which is, where he'll always be. You can kind of expect almost either a pinch off the back of it if he has success, or like he can be a very integral part of this puzzle. If he's active in doing this, I think there's great deals of potential. But look at the aggression as well from the CT side over by Plateau. They've already pushed someone all the way up. That's automatic. That's really nice information gathered. And I like the way that teams are now really dominating the B platform because it gives them so much more control on the CT side. Something that you don't often get in this map. It's very hard to find any sort of aggression throughout it. Infamous with Cobble. So at the moment, really good presence by B. They do need to start making a read towards A. I don't know if they're going to play full retake, but now the smoke comes in. Skadoodle's going to have to commit one way or the other. Nice flash to follow, but he finds APC, and now he should be able to at least get one, hopefully, here.
Yeah, hopefully being the key. What an adjustment. RPK in the air, plucked from it by Skadoodle, and a second will not be coming because EnVyUs have managed to get full control of that A site. Now, heading up ramp always feels like quite a dangerous task, and Automatic already makes his presence known, and Happy's having none of it. Just backs away, and looks like the round's looking pretty good for the French, even boosting into bout.
Beautiful. That's perfect. That can give him a little bit of, that late round lurk they'll love, but Scream just doing what he does best, just tapping away. Shroud now going to try and play back in. He's going to have to get something building that's kind of uncharacteristic at that point if he fancied his odds, but no. He goes down, 3 players alive for Envy. And it felt like Cloud9 didn't want to commit to it even being an A. They got the early information from Skadoodle pushing down middle, but that means nothing really in the grand scheme of things. But they only had Skadoodle then sat at the door.
Even no matter how many people you see outside A, it takes them about 10 seconds to be about to push B. Yeah. So I mean, yes, it feels like information early, but no commitment necessary, and they didn't choose to rotate off of that. Actually, being in the end of it, the problem for Cloud9. 2 players not choosing to invest in Kevlar. That's just going to give them a bit more economic stability as they venture later into this one. But look at the buy from Envy. They are all going full on Mac 10 style, and they got shredded by a Mac 10 over on Inferno.
Yeah, they did. I like it though. Nice little 4-1 approach to try and stack it out early. See if they can if there's going to be that quick B hit, they'd be there to be able to do well with it. They've got the double nades on Nothing and Shroud, so they could do a little bit of a mini nuke. And Happy just showing presence. Nice little flash in. Checks it out. Now, he does have drop control, but they haven't been playing it actively early anyway, so they've been playing by the window and kind of playing off of that sort of jump point. So again, doesn't give away much. You can see him playing over by the electric box, Shroud playing the window. And they're just going to go for that pinch, and if they do go for that A split, they can do what they can. But Automatic going to find one towards XMS, quickly switches up towards middle, tries to catch him out, not going to happen. But good information. That's a good bomb drop as well for them. Skadoodle with the follow-up dink. Screams on 6 HP. Now, Happy forced into play, and that's going to be heard. Nothing's heard that.
Did you see that? Immediately in sync with the drop, he backs up, hits the brakes, and tries to catch this lurk. Now, will Happy anticipate this? There's almost 0% chance.
Nothing didn't see it.
He's just walked past him.
It's the aspect ratio. No, that would have been such a perfect place to play now. Thankfully, Shroud still kept it in the back of his mind, maybe, or he just wasn't, ready for Nothing with the dunk. Scream goes down. It's Sixer in a 1v2. Last 2 players have armor, and they know where the bomb is now, and they know where the player is. Sixer has to find one of these players or try and define this fight somehow. 20 seconds, too.
I mean, the fact that he's got the bomb, was on statue, and has chosen to push this could be brilliant or terrible, and it will be the latter. We do see Shroud find his second, recovers a Mac 10, and brings home the second round. Now, that is huge for Cloud9. Converting that second round, though it does happen often, is not easy. It may sound like I'm being a little bit stupid when I say that, but it's true. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Have to make strong decisions and quick rotates, and that's going to benefit them so much. Getting 2 M4s into this next round, and they're up against the buy. This has been something NIP have been doing for an awful while, and it seems like Envy are going to do the same. Give the AK over to Scream, see what he can do with it. And again, posturing towards A. This is the 3rd round we've seen from Envy into the 3rd round where they try and end up on A.
This is so much pressure on Automatic too. I don't doubt him, to be fair. He's a very good player at this, and it's all about feel and about timing. Now he's going to hear this. He's going to have to fall back quickly. They're going to try and pinch on this one. XMS is first up. He just tries to pre-fire it. What? Sixer kills XMS very late then as well. Skadoodle going to find 2, so it kind of, I guess, stems the bleed, but there's still that danger threat. Scream had it before, but now it's fallen to RPK. He's got armor, so it's still not the worst in the world.
Now Happy, had he hit that dream scenario for him, but already Shroud's managed to make himself very comfortable on A site. You cannot get that bomb down without checking that corner now, and already though RPK gets one. You see how Happy stands vigilant, pushing up towards doors. He knows he's got to try and keep Stewie at bay. In the meantime though, just a couple of bullets exchanged. It will give him information on 1, but they know the second is unknown. Bit too much attention being given towards Stewie at this point in time. They're still going to have to check that corner. RPK very cautious. He has got pre-aim on it. No, the timing is going to reward the North American, but Happy. Aggression. We know what he can do with the Deagle. Semler knows more than most. And here we go. 1 versus 1. It should go the way of that M4, but it doesn't. Shroud, outstanding. It's a full M4 versus a MAC-10, and Shroud, patience is rewarded. He's got 5 frags in 3 rounds and brings home number 2 for Cloud9.
Oof. Is that rank S? Just Shroud.
Hello.
MAC-10. Hey, Shroudy. What's going on? Shroudy's getting rowdy, Alex.
Hey, they say the dying stars shine the brightest.
Oh, that's just...
Hashtag supernova. Hashtag too deep for me.
I'm 14 and this is deep. All right, automatic again, having to play this one out. Now, EnVyUs this time, of course, money's now depleted. You got P2 Swifties, and that's about your lot. Deagle unhappy, and we saw what he could do before, but still probably gonna be a little bit sore after that MAC-10.
I would be. So little spent and so much gained when you get a couple of frags with it. You can pay for itself in 2 frags. Nuts. Let's have a look then. Again, they have this long play. This is going to be a rinse and repeat for EnVyUs. It seems to be their default as such. Not necessarily the typical definition of it, but it takes them 3 players to find the first. Not the most worthwhile of investments, but again, very little brought into this round.
I really like that kind of like deeper, more passive angle from Shroud then, just waiting for Happy to do that. You know he's going to be there. You know he's going to try and play in as soon as they try and apply that pressure on long, and it was just really well timed out. He just kind of left it. And I like the way they're just absconding away from drop. They don't need it. They don't need to play it off. They're doing just fine for now. Things change when we get into a buy round and stuff like that, but for these sort of rounds, so far keeping it relatively clean. They can't let it slip too far. And RPK, he wants a bit of it. That's 2 big kills to follow up his first that he found onto automatic. And now it's a 2v2. This gets dangerous. All right, Scream's not exactly the big danger point, but he's got the bomb down. He's got a UMP and a smoke. He can play this one out here.
If he pushes danger here, that could be the ace. That could be RPK truly. He has the cross as well. Good understanding of where they're coming from. They're going to make it clearer. Does have armor. That's 4. RPK. It's a round they shouldn't win, and he's already got 4. Now just down to Scream to put the cherry on top.
No armor on Scream. He has to be absolute in this situation. And Stewie, I don't know what he's up to. I think he tried to find a kit here, and now he's got a limited time and limited options. He must have just seen him on top. He needs to land the shot and fast. Time is very much on the edge here. He might just have this. He does. Didn't even get to the very end of it. Well played, but of course, you've got to feel for Scream then, like, what options did he have? He had to try and take the fight at some point, but RPK almost making the difference. I was saying the Cloud9 were quite clean throughout that. It looked like, okay, they're going to keep 4 alive, really good, but RPK, that one bit of difference, that one gun recovered.
Got a bit of dirty, didn't it?
Got a bit of dirty.
Bit of dirty. Well, you said it was very clean, and I don't know what I'm doing. Put me back on the analysis desk.
No, Moses is better than you right now.
Bring him in.
Yep.
All right, then. This is the smoke that usually signifies something quick towards B, perhaps going to try and bait out a couple of flashbangs and Molotovs, and exactly that is what Cloud9 provides. So some utility drawn, but nothing more. This is very different from EnVy. You can see for the first time, it feels not having early presence towards long. And I think at this point, Automatic's going, what do I do? I don't immediately have contact. Question marks perhaps circling his head, but still no bullets exchanged.
And you can see them playing it differently towards drop as well. They've generally been put in 2 there. I think it's generally Shroud and Stewie watching towards drop. They've doubled up Plat. Now that might be the late aggression going to come through, maybe push them up, maybe draw them back late game. It's just a little bit of a switch up, and it might be just a good read right now towards A, because this is where it looks like it's going. You've got, what's Automatic here, and I think Skadoodle as well. Nice boost on top, so Happy gets good information play coming through. He can kind of funnel this out. All right, we just saw where that just came from. That flash came from door. Automatic's still close, though, so they'd have to get past him. It looks a bit one and done, unless he gets flashed in or a teammate helps him out. I think that was the flash then. Didn't really help much, and there we go. Check comes out. Can't get past it. Scream's going to pulley his way through. XMS to Skadoodle. That's the 2 players dedicated towards A. Gone. It's down to the rotates now.
It's outstanding to watch a team have such, I don't want to say unusual because I'm sure others have done it, but such a commitment towards A. This is like, that's a different take on A than we've seen before, and it works again. 2 rounds now for EnVyUs. You can see Stewie's just going to try and keep hold of his M4. It's also been very minimal on the AWPs. We haven't seen too much of an AWP impact at all in the 5 rounds of play.
No, absolutely not, and maybe hoping you get the freebie upgrade this time. If you manage to find 6er here, that's the free one to your hands. We saw it in that situation between Immortals and Fnatic. The T-side got the AWP first, and then Fnatic were able to take it away. But not to be this round. XMS going to close down towards Stewie, and that is job done. Clean stuff from EnVy as well. That's going to keep their money in a decent spot for now, and pretty much the polar opposite, of course, for Cloud9. They're going to be in the suffering situation. We're going to have to try and make this one count with the CZs that look like they're coming back into favor.
Who did this?
I love CZs.
Who has started this trend? Damn you all. We do see the CZ once again getting back into favor, and it's a weapon that can do so much damage in the right hands, and it does have to be the right hands. If you watch this stream and then try and take it into your matchmaking game, I can almost promise you will struggle to make anything of significance. But good control from these players. You can see Stewie, automatic Shroud, all wielding the favorable sidearm. That is when really magic can happen. They have got Kevlar. It's not an impossible round to win. Scar, of course, saving for that AWP, but who was that pushing through plat?
It's going to be always Stewie. Whenever there's smoke down,
Yeah,
you know he's just attracted to it.
He's waiting for someone to come and make something a little bit more aggressive.
And this is Happy's drop take. You can see, you saw it before as well. Smoke's out window, flash goes in, Molly's out towards the electric box. It gives him the drop room, but it doesn't give him the full control over like electric box. And they're going to swarm this, try and get the gun away. He contains it so well. A little bit of team damage certainly helps, but really well done to him. And now the rest of Cloud9 have to respond, and you're in a bad spot. You already started to play out a little bit. Stewie's having to try and play back in, and of course, comfortable pick up for Happy.
Yeah, and at this point in time, it's just a question of, can we get a rifle? Automatic's position does signify potential. And that's it. There you go. RPK will gift him an AK, but very short-lived. He got about 1 second on the AK before Sixer took it back away from him. And again, you notice how almost all of EnVyUs takes so far have not needed Sixer with that zoom bang. It's just, he's just got his Tech 9. He's comfortable. And this will be another round for EnVy, 3 back-to-back for them.
Yeah, and you can see how powerful game that drop spot is for Happy. If he does get, if he has his way, it's just, it's very hard to stop even when he starts building. That round, of course, he had a big advantage. He had the rifle, right? But, you know, we've seen what his pistols can do. No one disputes it, but there you go. 4 for him. Good stuff for Happy. Probably going to get feeling a bit more confident here. And it denies Cloud9 getting confidence themselves. They just came back in with this huge victory, you know, smashed out the opponents. And then you come back into another French team, you're like, ah, sorry, we already beat the A team.
Right.
You know, but, you know, it's all about the B team, Alex.
Absolutely, it is. B team for life. But that would be a spicy story. EnVy couldn't beat G2 on their own, despite getting very close. But they beat Cloud9 after G2's shortcomings. I mean, that's confidence boost in itself, indirectly, but it is still there. And after what was a rather shambolic force buy, it's going to be another one for Cloud9, this time no Kevlar. Sans Kevlar, en français.
There you go.
Merci beaucoup.
Mercy buckets.
Mercy buckets. Un voudrais en croissant bitter.
That's
I'm a
pretty good.
multilingual god, I know.
No, it's so impressive.
Felt very proud of myself saying Dziękuję the other day.
I mean, that was so subtle and casual. I heard you say, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, that's right. I'm so Polish.
I'm so Polish.
Let's have a look. Happy. Again, just this time trying to make something
Look
happen.
at the swarm. Here it comes. 3 players this time. Oh, the flash! Happy, how are you alive? He doesn't stay alive for long, but he allows RPK to get the feed instead. And that's 2 Glock time. And, well, Shroud. Oh.
Eco Cobra.
Your phrases today are just beautiful.
I'm a knob. Excuse me. Who am I? Why have they put this microphone in front of me?
With me. Oh no, sorry, 2 casts with me, and this.
There it is. There it is.
You're so well behaved on analysis desks, and then it's
that's
just
because
unleashed.
that's because I only have like 20 minutes to talk. And once you give me like a full hour, you gotta
it all unravels.
Watch out, kids.
Watch out, kids.
I'm gonna say some naughty words. 8 rounds. This is our 8th round, baby. EnVy versus Cloud9. We're having a blast, and I hope you are too.
Yeah.
We are still doing that Q&A, by the way. We don't have, basically, because we're on, there's no lights and cameras and fancy things, we're just here to hang out and talk about Counter-Strike. And if you want to join us, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us over on Twitter. It's @they call me Pansy. And my name is Machine. Lauren, jump in. We've got to buy.
And the important thing in my eyes is that Skidaddy's got the AWP.
Ooh,
I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll see it. And Six has had quite a quiet game. I don't know if we're going to see that 1-to-1 battle go down, but it's always a nice prospect that it could go down, or as Henry G likes to say, the tantalizing prospect. It's a big go-to for
Tantalizing is a good word.
I bet you like it.
If you guys were casting together, you talk about tantalizing absconding.
Why are you so into absconding?
That's your big word, man.
Yeah.
That's the Lauren Pansy Scott signature.
It's the fanciest word I know.
It does
so
sound lovely.
I don't know what it means, but I just keep saying it attached to phrases. So I hope the best. But Cbble will be pressured soon. They've already taken over middle. You've got to be careful of that boost. We know that Happy likes it.
That's a nice little way to try and get some early info, but unfortunately, just as it dissipates, another is
so
replaced.
Unsettled.
Look at that. Skadoodle seems rather uncomfortable at this cross. Wall misses a must-hit shot. Happy tried to push through that smoke completely. Sans flash, and now...
He didn't tag him, did he? Because...
50 seconds, no.
No
I think
way.
that was an earlier HE. There's
Okay.
no way that does
No,
33 damage
really
or 23,
hoping not.
excuse me. Okay, so of course, look at Stewie's position. Anti-flash by the edge of a smoke, and he's going to get some info. He will hear Sixer scoping in, surely.
I like it.
And chooses to back away, but the rotate will come in. You can see a third CT is making his way towards Rock, and here comes the push.
This could be big. Stewie needs to play this so well, though. They line up and they get knocked down. Stewie with the 2K. Can't get any more. It's Cbble who gets there quick enough. And Shroud trying to play off the bomb now. Bomb's down. Just halts for a second. He waits for support. You've got Automatic and Cbble going around, but RPK takes matters into his own hands. And
RPK's already got a second as well, doing one better than the fallen Stewie. Just Scar left, though. I like that he's chosen to peek above the smoke. However, he does only have an AWP. That's a quick frag. He does seem to have a good read on the second. XMS, not enough. It will be the second for the Frenchman and another for Envy, but down to a 1 versus 1. What a fantastic round, and look what that's done to the North Americans' money. They could not be further from what we see for Envy.
Absolutely. No, these are polar opposites, aren't they? But I would say, and I'm going to keep this in mind the entire time, everyone knows that Envy have a great T-side on this map. It's something that's been with them for a long time, and it can still be applied today unless you play it a certain way around it and you have, you know, that head switched on, you're having a hot game. It's very hard to handle. So, you know, again, I want to see what happens in the second half, but they still need more rounds, Cloud9. They need to get this buffer going so they at least can suffer through those early rounds and hopefully some force buys if they get into that position. So, we'll see. Happy again. Victor a drop. Just write his name across the walls because he's not letting that one go. Again, just going to power through. And in these kind of, I guess, anti-ecos for these guys, they've kept it clean. And Happy is so confident. Not anymore.
Confidence is key until something like that happens. It will be Shroud just using that CZ to prime precision. But Envy up. Skadoodle's crawling. Did get him one. I thought we could even see a second, but Scream was quick to trade. That did elude me for a moment, but still. No Kevlar on Shroud, so his primary objective here is just to catch one on the cross for free. That's quite the opposite. That will be Scream just making that 6th round look all too easy. And so that will be 6-3 on the attack. And I have to admit, I am very pleasantly surprised and, impressed by what Envy have been doing on this T side. It's been solid, and as always, when the going gets tough, the double AWPs come out. That is going to be Scar and Stewie now pulling this out to try and find a fix to what the French are throwing at them.
And I'll say something, RPK has been the bolstering factor here for EnVyUs. He's the one who's been getting these incredible kills. Yeah, he had that 4K, you know, it was all impressive, but we'll come back to that because Automatic's in a world of trouble. 5, but oh, maybe not. 2 is good enough. That's a great deal of information. Hindered them slightly, but they're not going to ease up on this pace. They've got middle control.
You can't ask for anything more from Automatic. I mean, 5 people pushing him down. He managed to take 2 away. That is a significant hamstring to what Envy were planning on throwing at this A site. Molotov will force Scar's reposition. 2 towards ramp. He does have to be cautious of his behind as well. There's a player just to the left of him. X-Ray won't quite show it just yet. There he is. It's Happy. Who else but Happy? Scar knows its responsibility, and just a second to reposition his aim before pulls the trigger. Now then RPK and XMS left to try and make an impact.
You can see what had happened mentally to Cloud9. They were so hesitant to pull those additional players away from drop because Happy was still alive.
Right.
Now, he was on, you know, he was over by long. Lucky for them, Skadoodle finding him means that they can now loosen up a little bit and maybe not be so worried. But nothing in Stewie can't 100% leave B anyway. They don't know the full picture. They don't know if these guys are backed away. So we're going to have to see this one how it goes. Skadoodle's repositioning. Quite fluidly, he's going to hear long, he's going to adjust for it well. Shroud now needs to help him out as well. Shroud just dedicated towards APC. Molly goes in, and actually Skadoodle's not helped out Shroud here. Him falling back and not being... Oh! Flick of the wrist. Hello, Stewie and Skadoodle shut it down. The double AWPs pay off and then some. But I've got to credit the start to Automatic there. Those 2 kills really kind of just cut down Envy at the knees.
How different would that round have looked had they got that frag for free? That was an Envy round. I mean, they just smoked doors, suddenly Molotov into the hut, and that bomb's down. Skadoodle's got 3 people pushing him at the same time. It's a completely different round. Automatic is the winner of that round for Cloud9, and that will be the 4th. They chose this side. They won the knife, opted to take the defensive side, and Envy are making them sweat under that Kevlar. Still, slower start. You can see the bomb's way back. Could not be further from a site at this point. And I do like what LPK is doing here. A mix of aggression.
Nice. Now, I don't think Nothing and Stewie have played like this. It's the first time they're seeing that AWP in play now, especially towards B. They've hit it. They've obviously played the last round, so that double AWP was still there, but they didn't see it in action on the site. So you can see that, so Nothing plays close, plays at the stairs, and you've got Stewie backing up over by Coop. So it's a really nice combination, it seems. So RPK can't have that free walkout. He can't get that information at all.
And Nothing can sit there without looking for information. I mean, often that's the risk of playing stairs, is that you expose yourself while looking for information. That is provided to him by his AWPing partner. When Stewie's already drawn blood. RPK then forced to watch as 4 prepare. And it looks like Scream's going to do a spectacular job flying through the air as he stops for just a fraction of a second before taking the head off automatic. But numbers do favour Cloud9 quite considerably. Not going down without a fight. See Shroud posturing over towards that site. He's going to get himself in a nice tight corner. That's where he does seem to thrive. And now, if XMS can do this perfectly, Skadoodle's going to lose his head. Look at that. 1 down. Oh. 3 more to go. Shroud takes the fight, and XMS is outstanding. He's just pulled this round back into the realms of possibility. The bomb could go down 20 seconds.
That was perfection, absolutely flawless. Now 17 seconds, bombs en route now planted. He's waited, he's found a passive angle, and they're going to try and set up a crossbar. Nice work from XMS. Now it's just on to one man, and that one man can't do it all. As Sixer was there waiting for the push-up, and XMS played that role so well. It was a 1v2 essentially for him, and they had the support of Sixer on the site. He took the fight and won the fight on the first guy, and then instantly Sixer swings out, takes it, job done, dusted, good stuff. That's the XMS I've been rating for a while coming through. I want to see more of that from him. And these are the 2 players you don't often get credit where it's necessarily due. XMS and RPK, both having big games here. So Cloud9 are going to have to dig this one deep. They need at least a couple more rounds. If they finish out with maybe 1 or 2 more rounds, obviously on this half, not bad going.
The presence of mind to beat Shroud so quickly as well. Really well played by XMS. That was a 2 versus 4 for anyone that didn't quite catch why that was so outstanding. And now it's a very messy buy from Cloud9, but already, you know, you blink and you miss it. Suddenly it's a 3 versus 2. It's not impossible. However, a Mag 7 retake now looks a little impossible. That frag there from Happy does kind of seal the deal. And EnVyUs, they pick up the pace. They realize Cloud9 are kind of a little weak at the knees, and that will be the 8th.
And they knew they wouldn't have utility nor the AWPs. So you could see last time RPK tested out that B plateau when they had the double AWPs in practice, or even 1 AWP, and he fell to Stewie. So this time, all right, they can't afford it. They won't have that full utility set. They might have a force, but let's just bang it out. Let's just push somewhere. And they didn't do wonderfully at that A rush last time they went. So it's like the logical thing to go to, I guess. So there it is. And of course, Happy then can play out really well from drop.
Well, that's the beauty of it. XMS has given them that luxury. You win a 2 versus 4, you've crippled their money, you take full advantage of it, and they have done. Now they know that there's going to be 1 lurking. They are going together. I like that. There's 1 frag. Could he find a second? Sixers desperate to try and hold on to that AWP, and they're all dead. That could not have gone better for Automatic. No round, sure, but an AWP, and all T's dead. That keeps their money honest, at least.
Yeah, that's really good.
Outstanding.
I don't know how he's managed that one.
3 kills.
Yeah, that's what Dream. Wait, what's... Oh, I saw, like, Automatic dropped that, and then, like, Skadoodle had it, then nothing had it, now it's Stewie. So Stewie's the one to pick this one up, and maybe it's because they feel there's going to be another B here. Maybe they want to, like...
Kevlar as well.
Yeah, that is true, so I guess that makes way more sense. So Stewie going to try and play those out. I wonder if he's going to go Coop or Stat. Maybe be aggressive Plat, that'd be dangerous. They know there's going to be mollies up. But, you're always wanting to make that hero play when you're that one guy with the, the big gun, right? As I'm sure you know, Alex,
It's very scary. It's a very, like, 4 people with P250s, and then you're sitting there with 7 grand, like, I'll make it work.
Don't worry, guys, I got this.
I got this.
All right, so they've kind of split the weaponry, right? The firepower's split as far as it can be across the map. 1A long, 1B plat. Now, okay, Automatic's not quite as deadly as Stewie is.
In this position,
at this range, I don't doubt this necessarily. I've seen other players do this a lot, and it works pretty well.
This is the Snacks play. This is the Snacks position. If he doesn't have an AWP, he has a Mag 7. Unfortunately, precision wasn't there. Perhaps it is in Skadoodle's hands instead. Nice jump to try and get the advantage. Didn't quite connect it. Instead, now Stewie is left, and this is the awful scenario where you feel like you've done nothing. They didn't come to his site that he can't retake with it, and he just has to kind of swallow his pride and accept that this is going to be a save. Taking a couple away, like Automatic did, certainly is a little, sweetens the deal, but I don't think you want to take too many risks for it. I mean, why is he so... I mean, I guess he's cautious of behind.
Yeah, and he can't fall back instantly. You don't want to give up all the free ground because they'll know exactly where you are because they can just run through it. Because they can afford throwing bodies at this, right? So now he's going to fall back. First contact needs to fall back quickly, makes it back away. That's close. And now he's got a little more of an angle, but yeah, this is just down to him trying to stay alive. I don't know how much he's going to make of this if he scopes in. He's making a lot of noise here, Alex, and I don't really fancy his odds. Neither does RPK.
I don't think Stewie did. He had so many things to watch there. I liked his approach to it, though. He realized that he had to take someone close before he could retreat safely, as he so beautifully outlined. And yeah, that's going to be a lost door.
And a pause. Do you reckon it's a Cloud9 one? I hope so. I hope this is a Cloud9 pause, just so they can settle their minds, just grind out those last couple of rounds of this half, because that's what you're eyeing up. That's all you want. Just get those rounds under your belt. But EnVy have complete control, and they've barely shown us much. They've shown us a lot of good play on A that, they've constantly pushed A, to be fair. There's been very few occasions they've gone B, apart from when they knew they were on a really shoddy buy. So they fancy their odds on that. And you think that EnVy still have so much more to show if they needed to, if they had to go to something deeper. If suddenly there was that counter on A, if they'd maybe come up with something, they could switch up to those decent B hits and they'd be fine on it. The wall of smokes, they got all the mollies. It's so hard now for Cloud9 to find that room to operate. I'd kind of want them, I don't know if you've seen North recently on Cbble, but their CT side, between I think it's like Cage and B and Magisk, they'll do like the deep smoke on B plat, push the player all the way up to the smoke, check it out. You'll always expect Happy to be in drop anyway, but you push your player up and then you get CT information on this map, which is so hard. Yeah. Literally, you can do a deep smoke from the stairs that goes over the top, sits at the very, very entrance of B, and then you can push your player up there, or you let your AWP have complete free reign over the pick. So it's like I'd like them to try that, but I don't know if they, if they have the funds for an AWP, which I don't think they do, or if they really need to go to that yet. I don't know. At the end of the day, they need to find something to respond to with.
Yeah, the primary primary problem they've had so far has just been the fact that EnVy have been, criminally unpredictable. There is no way to understand where they're going. It's quite reminiscent of what EnVy were playing against versus Fnatic on their T side. It's just their playbook is not exhausted by any stretch of the imagination. They can do whatever they want at this point in time. And here's something a bit quicker. Stewie's ready for it though. While Flash picks up one. Understanding XMS could very well be there. Found his head, but it is an M4. And unable to convert it into his frag until Stewie steps up. And so now, 4 versus 3. They're all heading towards A ramp. Automatic's desperately trying to find himself onto that site. Cloud9 are there. They're in the prime positions to take this. This looks like a... Wait, what? Happy burning scream. That's not supposed to happen. And fortunately, Six is hitting a nice flick. Could get a second as well. Oh, we couldn't quite catch a glimpse of him in the smoke. One close. And it would have to be a 1 versus 3 to overcome the odds here.
This is so far out of his reach, unless Cloud9 make mistakes, and they just don't. They lock down out, and Stewie having a really nice bit of impact. It felt like he finally was in the round. Let's bear in mind that he's not been at the site they've been hitting on a continual basis, and he's still probably one of the top fraggers for this side. So you can imagine like how it feels for Stewie. It's pretty very frustrating that you're not able to kind of make that big difference. So good for him that round to be able to be involved and get into it. It's always hard to play retake, even on this map. Let's be honest, it's pretty tricky.
Yeah, the majority of Stewie's frags have actually come from trying to get back into the site.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, a situation I'm sure everyone is familiar with. Just no matter how hard you try, getting back, forced to retake as being your only source of frags is going to be very, very frustrating. Still 13, top of the scoreboard for the North Americans as we venture into our final round of our first half. It's a best of 1. This is, of course, the ESL Pro League finals. They're being played over in Dallas, so home territory for Cloud9, and desperate to overcome this group of death. It is indeed Group A, and it is a very scary group to be a part of.
Yeah,
EnVy, G2, Fnatic, SK, you have a lot.
How have they been allowed to get that close? They've just walked up middle. Now, Automatic already fell back because he knew he couldn't hold danger any longer. You've got a quick flank coming, or a rotate, should I say, coming through for them. So Shroud's here early, but he kind of fluffs up getting towards the platform. But that is not a mistake. XMS heads roll. Now, Six are an RPK to keep this one together. Now, RPK has been a big impact player. Do not put him out of this one, be able to pull this one through.
Nice control from nothing through the door. And look at Sixer, he could not have any less health. It is impossible to have less health than Sixer and still be playing. And now he only has an AWP. If he finds this angle, should he walk towards under Balk, that's a 1v1. Instead, though, he's going to take the high road quite literally and go.
This is interesting. He's only got 30 seconds, though, so wherever he goes, it's full commitment at this point.
The B player's pushing, though. Nothing's going for info.
Yeah, but nothing can come back down drop. Once that bomb gets planted and Shroud's not seeing anything, they need to call this. Why?
Oh.
How is this? Yeah, nothing? Come on. There we go. Yeah,
He's worked it out.
It's just like the timing of it all. Okay, Six has done a really nice little plant. It's as far away from the bomb site as possible, and it's awkward to see. So that can buy him maybe a second of time here. Shroud has a kit. He's going to just pick the angle and try and hold it. Now, nothing's pretty quick to this, and maybe Sixer won't expect it, but he's got 1 HP. He can afford no mistakes.
None. Zilch. 0. 1 point of health and 2 players to find. He does the plant for himself, and had that Molotov spread just a second longer, he would have been toast. Does do the silent drop. Needed that.
He's planted for him too.
For him. 1 on the bomb.
No, the rock.
Oh,
he can't see it.
The rock obscures his vision. It was just perfect from Cloud9. Both standing there. Had they lined up, God knows. But the tree saves the day. A piece of wood gives Cloud9 the round. That will be the end of the half. We do see a 9-6 half in favour of the French side. Cloud9, however, getting, what was that now? 2 in a row to end it. keeping themselves competitive.
Now, I'm going to find out quickly, are we going to go to a break on this half production? Or are we going to chill on this one? Just let us know.
Yeah,
We'll be continuing with the game, so nicely done. But yeah, the thing is, I hate to keep saying this, but the point is that EnVy are known for these T sides, and you've seen why they're very diligent at hitting A. Not many people are. We didn't even see the full depth of what they can bring, right? So put that aside. Now for Cloud9, that's fine, but they need this pistol, I feel, for them. Get them right back in that game, feel confident, a little bit of that boost back up. Like,
sure.
It's fine. We're still in a good spot here. If we see EnVy win this one, I think they're going to run away with it.
A big pistol round then to determine how this game will swing. Do we have a real battle to get on that domestic stage for Cloud9, or will this be EnVy doing what their French counterparts couldn't? G2 conceding quite a quick one. Here they go, though. Shroud first to make some noise, trying to draw some fire and attention towards himself.
But it's
the rest of his
play.
teammates to go and drop. You see, they are. CTs are starting to turn heads. And Stewie's already dropped heads as well. Happy down. We've got a game, folks. This is it. Cloud9 have made this pistol count. Shroud's found one as well. The only man to get a frag from EnVy still stands, and it is Sixer. Can he make 4 more to keep that 10th alive in this round? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Instead, he's going to get hunted from every direction. One drop, one flanking as well. It does not get scarier than that, and it will be Shroud to find his 2nd frag of the round. And so, just as Lauren prophesized, we have a game.
I'm glad to see this. I want this to be a close game overall, and I felt that if EnVy got that pistol the next couple,
gets a bit scary.
I don't see Cloud9 like mentally pushing back in. I always feel these guys are like on that knife's edge, and I know maybe they're not, and they're probably way more robust than I expect them to be. But you look at the offline finals. Sometimes they, you got to feel the pressure. There are some emotional players on that side, but if they feel it and if they start getting into it, that's when they get dangerous. So it's like if Stewie gets going, if you start seeing automatic hitting shots, it's like okay, now we've got a real matchup here because EnVy don't need any help on this map.
Not at all. And if you were wondering, how has gameplay changed after cutting the UMP's range down? This is the answer. More Galils showing up, and there's Skadoodle and Nothing wielding them. We saw EnVy, in fact, bringing them in over on Nuke. In fact, maybe very well in G2. And Happy on the retreat. That was not a counter-strafe. That was full movement. Deagle frag. Gets him. Now then, 4 versus 4. And there is a stack of Kevlar on these CTs. It's not going to be easy to find the frag. And just as I say that, Nothing makes it look just that. They have the numbers advantage now. And I mean, the T's on Cobble, better weaponry, better numbers. It should be correlating into an 8th.
Should. Still got to make that start hit, and you don't leave it late, right? That's the next thing in mind. Just be a little wary of time here.
I am happy that they're grouping, though.
Yep.
Not going to let a P250 in a corner level the odds without a trade.
And RPK is going to be up against it, even statistically playing at this range. Cloud9 should be able to see this first. Six is on the flank, though, and that's pretty big, actually. If Six can get around there quick enough, that could have been something different, but Shroud's heard that. There you go. Steps go by. He can... Oh! 6 to the 180! That's ridiculous! And now this is problematic. Look at it. Stewie and now Automatic are sweating bullets. You got players left, right, and center. Happy position noted. 20 seconds. You got to run, boys. And the window is still a problem. 6 up. Stewie hit that shot. He doesn't. God. This is so sloppy. Stewie's making a run, but he can't get away. Six are catching him in the heels. And now EnVy have no pressure in this round. It's all Automatic and a 1v2. Rifles recovered. Happy has armor. And Automatic has to fight the mano a mano. That's a good tag, though. Taking down 6 to 4 HP. And this 1v2 has just gotten harder.
They are going together, though. This is going to have to be such a good control. No, Happy saves the day. And Sixer, one man, one frag, has thrown a complete spanner in the works. A 180 MLG X, capital XX trick shot. And he's going to go ahead and bring home the round for EnVyUs. Look at that. Just 6 points of health left on the board, and EnVyUs find 10. That looks so good for Cloud9. Their money is in tatters. Their confidence cut in half. Yeah. Big round for the French. 10-7 the score then, as they're just going to once again be forced to go naked into this round. A P250, perhaps a handful of Deagles as well, up against the odds and up against the weaponry. 2 UMPs, 2 rifles. In fact, 3, excuse me. The ugly FAMAS as well. Such an ugly looking weapon. Look at it.
Why against it?
It's such a hideous beast.
You don't like it?
Look at that streamlined M4, the AK, the Kalashnikov, and then that little thing. It looks like a fish. Ugly weapon. Good weapon. Ugly weapon.
I love how into aesthetics you get about weapons. You really went off a little tangent, didn't you?
I did, excuse me.
Look at the ugly fish weapon.
It's just not aesthetically pleasing.
All right, Shroud, though, going to show us something pretty pleasing there. Already going to find the scalp of XMS, and that tag towards Happy is going to force him back. Imagine if Happy went down then, the amount of utility, weaponry, and armor he would have just cost him with 1 P250. Shroud, let's go! That's the shot you want to see! Did you just click your fingers?
Snaps for Shroudy.
Claudia's got to you.
Let's have a look then. No, Shroud's going to get hunted down by Scream, so it's not a question of what he can do, it's a question of what his teammates can. So far, nothing to write home about. Nothing. He's not had a great game so far, but a couple of Deagle headshots could convert that into something to scream about. Talking of him, he's going to find the frag. There you go, 11-7. As EnVyUs have managed to stabilize, and exclusively because of that what could have been the turning point of the game. I mean, after Cloud9 picking up the pistol, we thought we were going to get level, and it did seem that was to be the case. And this is going to be their first test. There's still no money for AWPs on this T side. Skadoodle's been rather quiet alongside nothing.
And Stewie forced down to the Galil if he wanted any utility, basically. So he's got the Molly now, which was basically the difference between that and getting a smoke as well. So we'll see how that one unfolds for them. Shroud, smoke up, flash out, kind of just going through the motions of what he likes to do.
It's a nice smoke.
It really is, because you don't have to show for it.
Safe.
Yeah. I like this angle from XMS, though. It's such a sweaty little angle. And it does force you to use mollies, and they only have 2, right? So it's a big expenditure if they actually want to use it.
What time is it, Lauren?
Shut your dirty mouth.
Long day ahead.
Alex, should we review what you've been saying thus far?
That wasn't a jab.
It was so jabby.
It was not jab.
That was proper jabby.
Okay. Well, jabs aside.
Nope.
Let's see how this one shapes up. They are really seriously limited in utility. They have 1 smoke. If they wanted to do an A-take, that would be invested into doors, and then they'd have to cross their fingers and toes. B, no easier either. Majority of their players are kind of towards that long, dangerous side. You can see one actually a little further back towards doors, but here comes RPK, and Shroud quick to find that frag. Automatic as well. The T's waiting. Their patience is rewarded in drop.
Just because they had those 2 players in drop, it's probably going to be a B play because they had so much control going through as Automatic was already down there and Shroud was watching from above. The frags just kind of signify, yeah, this is go time, no worries. So you're pretty much golden now. Bomb goes down safe and sound. You need 5 alive here. Keep that money building for the T side. And Sixer wants to get anything away. He makes it costly. That's great for him. He has no money anyway at this point. You can see how low his funds are. So any addition for him, perfect. Cost the T side as much as you can. You can't win this round, but that is a beautiful angle. And now will he expect Automatic this close? The jumping shot not going to work out this time.
Yeah, but I mean, that's something. Just trying to chip away at Cloud9, not let them have to. I mean, they have to rebuy. And if you look at their money, they're going to have to get dropped. Just keep them nice and honest. And it's good play from Sixer in the face of adversity. And so it does look like this game's going to be going all of the way. Could not be more excited for it. And of course, this will be played offline. You can see there, June 3rd and 4th. It's going to be going down in Dallas. It's going to be going down in the arena. And I know American crowds do make an abundance of noise. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun for everyone involved. Now then, oof, Shroud. The flash keeps XMS safe for a second longer. Cut down to half. But Cloud9 need this, and they need it clean as well, Lauren.
Yeah, they do. Now, Envy, how are you going to make up for this? What's the plan? How do you respond? How do you keep yourself in this one? How do you find any sort of advantage to push? So, again, XMS, going Blair Witch Project and just staring at the wall.
It's a nice analogy.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit. Good stuff.
I'm 14 and that's funny. Anyway, Cloud9 start to take over the real estate throughout this map. They are, however, walking to a stack, and that aim is really uncomfortable to watch. Scream going to use the movement to his advantage, run around with that UMP and make it count. Now, Stewie's going to try and exude some control. Covers the sound of the flash going down with the spray. Really beautiful mechanics from Stewie. That's what I love to see. Really nice stuff. Scream did get a rifle, though, and he is still standing, but that HP so low. Stewie goes back in for seconds, but it's Skadoodle to get the frag.
But good comms as well. I love that. Mid-spray, gets the call as a flash coming, and does not hesitate. True trust, turns around, and converts that frag safely.
What
really
a gamer.
Nice. It's those little things, you know, that do kind of... they raise some eyebrows and also remind you of just how competent these players are. That's the kind of communication that just doesn't happen at those lower levels. Really nice to see.
What do you mean, Alex? Our calls are perfect?
Mid-spray, turning for a flash? Nope.
Alex will flash you. I'm blind!
Is that right? Why am I blind? 9-11 the score, and we are going to be seeing a full nades. The Molotovs are raining down on this bomb site, and that's just going to be forcing EnVy into dire situations. They do not want to let them have any of those close angles. Look at that. XMS out of position, fully white, and this is how it should be executed. They cannot afford to lose a rival here at Cloud9 forward their comeback, and Happy makes it close. Still be down to 10, but this looks like it's going to be a nice, neat, and tidy B take. Yep,
bomb down. Screams I guess the threat on top at the moment, just because he's got a deagle. Sixer does, he's full HP, but what are you going to do with the USPS? It's pretty unlikely, right? So for Cloud9, keep the guns in hand. Don't let them get away with anything here. Automatic, I don't know why you've done this.
Hey guys, have
why
an AK.
Are you like this? Automatic?
Yeah. They went on Deliveroo, ordered an AK.
Uber Eats.
Yeah, just hopped on his bike. There's your AK.
Hashtag not spawn.
And here comes nothing, because of course they got the order wrong. And here comes the second order. It's like, no, I didn't ask for an AK, I asked for an M4. Oh, it's an AK as well. Now they get the order wrong twice. I'm furious. But that's perfect. EnVy goes shopping, and they get more than they could have possibly asked for. Cloud9's hunt renders them a little poorer, and EnVy a little stronger. 10-11. This is going to be a good game, Lauren. Strap yourself in for the long run. You guys at home as well. Let us know on Twitter who you think you see taking this one. Lauren, this is the point in the game where I have to ask you as well. Is there anyone that really is kind of convincing you of otherwise? You've got double AWPs coming in now from EnVy. You starting to fly that French flag?
I'm all about the Stewie automatic combo at the moment these days. I'm loving it. Stewie's such a god though. Like the way he plays is so nice to watch. It's very enjoyable. Like how he approaches the game individually, not as a collective, not for Cloud9, but just as Stewie. I think this double AWP could be a nice factor though. But the Mach 10 through it. I say aesthetically pleasing and nice. Mach 10 through smoke.
But for real, though.
But how's he got this far and no one's checked on this yet? XMS should see him, and he has. But, yeah, that was a little special.
No, but in that, what 10-second window, you got to see so much. You got to see, first of all, that running smoke is not easy. He does the running smoke straight away towards doors. Oh, excuse me, I think it is doors. Then following that, he's got a Molotov under. He's thrown 2 flashbangs, and he's already up on the site. That's in a 10-second window. There's a lot of things to be learned if you break down this gameplay. And wait, what? Sixer, why you do this? Oh, it could have been awkward. No, okay, Sixer does.
He wasn't even close to the thing.
Miles away. That's that. You know, those are the moments where you just comms goes a little quiet. And he just goes, "I'm sorry." Truly. Okay. Fortunately, it's not going to cost them too much. Sixer shuts them down, but nothing can have a giggle, and Cloud9 can try and bite back. Scar on the AWP. I'd love to see if he can get anything aggressive on this one. It looks like he's going to be heading over towards that B-plat area for the early pick. See if there's any CTs that fancy their chances. It's highly unlikely, though. I mean, we haven't seen EnVy go for anything quick. They just throw the Molotov and smoke and then chill. And it looks like it's going to be the same again. Don't need to give anything early for the Ts.
So I think it's Happy over here. Yeah. And we're going to have XMS Blair Witch projecting again. He just loves it. Like, he's having a sick time. Smoke goes in towards long, so that's going to hinder the T side unless they really fancy being full NA and going through smoke, which, you know what?
Dude.
Exactly, it is Stewie, and it's just like, you know, tantalizing prospect and all that jazz. But no, it's going to be hard for Cloud9 to break into this, but they have kept their utility back, and you can see they've dwindled a little bit away from the CTs, but they still have the kind of... They've got a good backbone to it. They still got a couple of mollies, a couple of smokes, a couple of flashes, but it's kind of split apart from them. So I don't know what the end game here is from Cloud9. It looks like a bit of a split, but you want to be relevant to the rest of your team, right? And the bomb's so dedicated towards B at the moment that it still looks like it's going to be a B hit, but maybe an A split if they actually force someone back soon. They're down to 50 seconds, and you don't want to leave it up to chance sake of one player being in a spot you don't expect.
I think the 30-second mark is the cutoff. 30 seconds is when the decision has to be made, and these guys, when they have finally started to draw, but if they get another one here, this is going to make decisions tough. Nothing is to be have cleared A. Now what do you do on B? The bomb's loose still. They do fall, and oh my lord, EnVyUs get a flurry of frags. Bodies dropping left, right, and middle. And now Scar realizing that this is just not a winnable round. It looks so good, and then EnVy, every single member, takes the peak at the same time, and they win every single one of them. Just catching on to that AWP then. It's going to be interesting to know if he goes into toilets. Because I recently learned that the little little symbol goes red.
Did you not know that?
I didn't.
Huh.
So when they're hiding in there, the little lock goes red.
Cool. I didn't know you didn't know that.
I learned it the other day in a Face-It game. Some Russian guy showed me.
Huh.
Shout out to you.
Alex learning tips and techniques from Russians in toilet stalls.
Yeah. Good stuff. Wait, hang on a second. 13-10. back on track, and EnVy are getting dangerously close to hamstringing Cloud9 in a big way. After picking up a 64 versus G2, probably, you know, a lot of people eyeing them to be maybe top the group, if not second and third.
Yep.
If EnVy were to kind of throw this blow, and it's a big blow, this is an uppercut to the jaw of Cloud9. And the double AWPs have made an impact. Happy was very solid and stalwart towards B, and Six has given a little bit more freedom towards that kind of drop, being the early rotate towards A.
Yeah, the double AWPs are really good. It's a great cut, you know, a good look on EnVy. It's the impact of having Happy there, and then you've got the kind of rock player that XMS can be, not at rock, but you know, being the rock for the EnVyUs side, and he plays it so well. And we haven't seen that kind of all-in pressure where you've like if you see those double AWPs in play, you kind of want people to go to an all-in site, right? You want the T side to kind of bunch up, hit the site together, you know, big smokes in, isolate one of the AWPs away so they have to play retake, and it kind of makes their job even harder. Overwhelm that one AWPer, you know, one shot hopefully, and then they get, you know, just pushed out position or, you know, made irrelevant. But Cloud9 just don't seem to be able to like trade it out well. We've had a couple of rounds where they might, you know, get 1 or 2 kills, but then it just all falls favorably towards EnVy. We haven't seen that many bomb plants either. You know, Cloud9's T-side's a little lackluster right now, and of course the money's pretty much gone at this point for them for a little while, and the problem is they're right on the door of EnVy closing this out, so EnVy have done brilliantly here. Yeah,
spectacular defense. Let's have a little look what Shroud can do. They're playing around Skadoodle's AWP now, and this is feeling like an almost guaranteed 14th, unless EnVyUs overextend and feed the beast that is Skadoodle. Six's responsibility is long, and as soon as he catches a glimpse, a whiff, a footstep, anything, that Molotov will be dispatched towards long. In fact, no, change of plan. Realizing that with noises like that and with responsibility like that, he doesn't want to be going down early with that AWP and giving these pistols from Cloud9 an extra bit of firepower. Instead, backs up. He's been favoring this angle quite a lot. Enables him to safely peek long as well. But it does look like they've got, what, the smokes from Skadoodle and nothing to maybe go for something, a smoke balk, maybe OPC, and doors, and try and convert this into something quick. But Scar has to find the entry. He has to be the catalyst, the linchpin to this push. Yeah, and EnVy are pulling into the site as well, which is the tougher part here. If maybe Cloud9 had done that hit earlier, they could have maybe got towards stable, pushed up towards side, got a plant, played around it, you know, best case scenario. Now they're working against the odds because the CT side knows what's happening. Scream going to find Stewie, and Sixer can readjust. Scream doesn't need to back away. He can take these fights and he will win them. That is dominance from one man, and almost going to get the ace there, but RPK steals it away from him. And that's going to put EnVy right on that verge now. 14-10. Looking perfect here. Good money behind them too, up to 6-7K on players. Really well settled. The double AWP hasn't cost them monetarily at all. They're so well set now. Skadoodle with an AWP, following his teammate foolhardy straight into that, through that smoke. Like, he just pushes into a spraying M4 with a pistol, and now he's on a Tech 9. There is no shame in accepting the round is lost and keeping that EWP, because they've got rifles now. Having that EWP could very well have been the difference. A mistake perhaps made from the North American AWPer. But we venture into the 25th. And this is going to be a big change up from Cloud9. They're going for the quick take. They see all the smokes rain down.
The tree boost.
And the tree could cause a problem. It's XMS and Happy who can do all the damage here. But the smoke off. It's now all on XMS. They're close on the site. What can you do, XMS? You're in prime territory. He hasn't got the frag. He thought he had it. Now Stewie's playing games with him. He's forced to drop off. This is chaotic. And it's very... Oh my god, it could not get more chaotic.
Scream can't get past automatic.
Scream was blocked.
Oh my god, an automatic gets away with that? Are you serious? Scream goes down. And in the mayhem, in this sort of chaotic ending, they might have just been able to close this one out. Of course, North America kick off when it all gets hectic and crazy. It's just like, smother the site in smokes, make no one comfortable and hit it. And I'm glad they did that. I wanted to see that. That double AWP has been in play for the CT side for so long. They hadn't done that full execute there at all. And they finally do it, and yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Like, XMS, if he didn't whiff that first shot and actually cleared out Stewie, that could have been different, but he didn't. So again, I want them to do this until it doesn't work. Just, you know, maybe add in a split through drop, do something a little different, bit of variety to it. But you can see the response instantly. EnVy, 4 players B. You've been begging for that for so long. It is the counter to double AWPs, as you just smoke the hell out of the site. Or run mid. And here we go then. Will Cloud9 rinse and repeat? It looks like Happy's going to make something, quite the statement about that, over the Molotov, shooting through the fire and flames, and he does indeed thrive. 2 quick frags, and he stays alive. Short poem by Alex Machine Richardson. Now then, 75 seconds thrust onto the clock, and Cloud9 trying their very hardest to keep that 15th round off the board for EnVy, as they do encroach on towards B. Now they have enough to be able to create that wall of smoke if they need. But they're going in pretty dry here. XMS played in really well. That's perfect for him. And now, well, they still got a molly on automatic, but they can't take that fight. Tag comes out. Automatic does find Happy. Perfect combination between the two. Now it's a 2v3. This needs mistakes to happen, though. Envy, surely, why are you peeking into this? You don't need to do this. Slow down. Hold it. Oh! Skadoodle finds Sixer. What is going on? How are Envy letting this happen?
It should be
unwinnable.
unwinnable.
RPK goes down, and Skadoodle finds the last player. Automatic knows it. He's going to get his Nikes on. He's getting off towards A. This is so well done by Cloud9, but every opportunity was given to them by Envy. Screams read it too, though. He's heading A. This is a mind game of, you know, Titan status here.
Envy just jumping into the jaws of Cloud9. Teamwork does indeed make the dream work, but can he realize that dream now? Automatic is left on his own. He's got his back turned. Scream's positioning too damn strong. He goes for the full rotate, and that, my friends, is 15. It looked so good for so long, but Automatic gets caught off, back turned, and Scream, that's not a shot he's going to miss. That will be his second and the 15th for Envy. Match point.
Purely because Scream read that. He gambled that, yeah, he was going to go. And to be fair, that's the safest option, right? To just run it. Once you know where that final player is, runs it. And Scream took the gamble of, all right, yeah, he's going to play this smart. And, you know, it worked. Oh, man, this is a good game. Sure, it's not gone Cloud9's way, which is, you know, a bit unfortunate because you kind of want them to go further in Dallas just to get to that stage and to get that chance for it. But Envy are giving us a brilliant matchup here. Cannot take anything away from how well they've played at this point.
It's been really fun to watch. I'm having a blast so far, Lauren. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey. I thought we were having fun. 27th round. I'd like to go all the way, but I don't know if Cloud9 quite have it in them at this point in time. They're going for just the flashbangs at this point in time.
The aggression.
What on earth is that from XMS? Just jumps straight into Shroud. Galil, and here they come, the stream. It's a waterfall of North American Counter-Strike, and nothing. He's only got a UMP to his name. It's now Shroud and Skadoodle left to try and keep this game afloat. RPK is on the hunt, and I don't know if they're ready for Shroud. No, Shroud is not ready for them. Scar, not his primary weapon in his hands, and 2 to find to keep the dream alive.
Oh,
as he,
no.
what on earth? He jumps on the barbecue.
Oh, no.
And that's a rather sour end to
that's
that.
A horrible way to end it.
7 frags for Scream, 25 for RPK. The firepower was there, and Envy have done what G2 couldn't. They have bested Cloud9.
Mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. What can you say? Like, Envy had a couple of those factors really working out. Like, XMS played out of his mind during that game too.
Excuse me.
I don't have any hairspray on this, so mine just does this way.
What is this?
Hey guys, welcome back to the B stream. Wait, we're doing like the Danzig?
Hey, it's a real. I may make this my look.
Yeah, you think it's a thing?
What do you think?
I really hope none of ESL are watching this.
Yeah, they're never gonna hire me again. Good Counter-Strike was played though.
Yep.
Envy do pick up the win, and what's so incredible about it is it was not Cloud9 messing up. There was instances of it, but it's actually Envy looking like there's some distinct structure. I like their T side more than their CT though. Yeah,
I think we saw a lot of going right. RPK really stood up to the challenge, which is something you don't often necessarily see, but it has become more commonplace than it used to be. And then Scream starts to come into it. You saw the double up coming into it. A lot of things started to work for them, and it looked really good. Cobble will sit by them as a good map for now.
100%.
But there's a lot more to be seen. This is only the groups that are really starting at the moment. So again, there's a lot more coming up, I can imagine.
There is indeed. I'm just checking it out now. That was NV C9, right?
That was.
It's Mouse North.
All right, I'm gonna enjoy that one.
Fudge nuggets. I wanted to cast that one, but you do get, of course, the ever lovely Christian. You guys have been lovely to him as we get to see his debut in the casting seat after our break again. This time it's going to be Mouse. Will Rops rock the Danes that are North? Join us after the break.